Now, if someone told me that Outlands, a miniseries that is a reboot, I completely believe them, even if that is not true. This new miniseries from the creation of Maker's Original is basically a kind of indie art house sort of studio who has his own channel on YouTube making sort of micro or mini shows of their own budget. But each single episode or show they make is just so well made, compact, and well told stories. Even that is super short, but you see each single episode. Each episode screams they want to tell more. It feels like just sort of micromanage a episode to only 2 minutes long, and it works so well. Now, before I continue explaining what is the show, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation, do reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, if you like how it's going, you like to help my channel, put a like, comment, and subscribe. One of those things really does help my channel, especially I'm around 900 some subscribers, and my goal this end of this year to get 1,000 subscribers. And yes, I am getting close to all the people who comment, like, and subscribe, and also sometimes share. But besides that, I am completely grateful all the people who actually does this. Now, let's get started to this sort of mini series. Now, Maker Studios, this is not the first time they do a mini series. They have done maybe one or two more before it, but this is the only one actually given the 2 minute treatment. Each episode is just so told so well, especially the intro. The intro, it probably sells everything because you believe it or not, the intro is super important. The whole point of an intro is sort of telling the whole story that you don't need to keep up to watch at the very beginning, or even explaining what the show really is in under, let's say, a couple of seconds and onwards. But it also helps if the intro is a banger and the intro is that good. It also helps, it explains all the little details and all the other characters, the bigger narrative of the outer Outlands. Now, this episode, what it is, or this show, is basically a character called Harmony who accidentally got cursed by looking in a mirror in this sort of abandoned house that her mother owns. But not realizing this man is built for one thing, is creating someone truly evil to defend with another evil force. Because they could not defeat this evil force, they decided to create another evil person to actually defeat it. And that person was chosen of Harmony. Once again, I got all this information of the only minute intro they actually give out of this series. And this is the reason I got hooked. Because Harmony was sort of a very odd choice to become this sort of heroine or anti-heroine, if you want to go that way, because she is a child. She doesn't know what she's doing, but yet she has basically balls to take down another villain. But I love it more that she feels like a child. And then also feels that she had to do sort of things to basically stop the evil forces. But I love it more. It feels this show is almost like someone's own imagination if we're a kid. Like every little detail, little imagination, every single villain or scenario you put of this show. Be known, when this recording, they only have 3 episodes. Each episode feels so much fun to watch. Like each episode is one of the episode is Harmony trying to take it down. This sort of weird monkeys who use a time travel clock, and Harmony breaks the clock to stop them, but she has sort of a tussle with this sort of evil monkeys. Once again, they're so simple, but it feels someone was sort of using this as there was a little kid writing a story now. It's like I feel they hired 5-year-olds write the story and they just micromanage that story and make it to a series. This is how it feels because it feels so fun and creative. But I love it a bit more. Harvey's mom, she does know she is this sort of creature, but we don't have the full story because once again, it's a miniseries. Each episode only have 2 minutes. But it seems to me she should have used to this sort of situation, seeing her daughter to defeat all these horrific things. But I love it she does it as a sort of, yeah, nothing's new, just clean this up. And her daughter tries to clean things up, but she just make it worse. And this is what I keep saying. You almost feel someone was a little kid wrote this because it feels something. Oh, you have like a fun playtime, but you have to clean up, but you get making worse and worse. And that's basically the first episode. That was sort of kind of fun and unique. You also have a second episode that you introduce you the next character called Virgil, this sort of terror bear werewolf. Yes, it's sort of weird, but it works. Once again, it feels like a child wrote this kind of script. It feels like a little girl has a teddy bear and she's arguing with you. This teddy bear is a werewolf. Ooh, so scary. But at the same time, the teddy bear does become a werewolf. We don't know why. We don't only think we know Virgil is just a good friend with a Harmony. And that's it. And Virgil will give his life to her for some apparent reason we don't know. Once again, use your imagination why. And I think this is why it works so well. It feels so much fun, especially if this teddy bear turns to a werewolf, but it works with werewolf logic. It feels you have to wait till the full moon to appear and become this badass wolf. But once again, they don't explain why this werewolf is a teddy bear. It feels something so random. It feels like a veteran time nowadays. It feels something like a werewolf hug or hug werewolf. It just makes sense of that world. And the Outlands feels that way, but it feels has to have more content. Like they want to tell more stories, but once again, instead of micromanage to only last 2 minutes, so you're asking for more questions, but you never answer. But it's not a bad thing because you want to know more. You intrigue this sort of unique way why this family lives outside of the forest with this house. They do explain it, but it just gives you more questions. You want to know more, and that's I think the greatest thing about this miniseries because the third episode really clears up what type of show it really is. Because each single episode, the evil overlord who basically wants her to hurt a Harmony because he knows she's a threat, that is send her minions to stop her each single episode. Even that I have to remind you, they only 3 episodes, but each single episode just nailed the performance. Like this third episode I'm about to talk about is personally another henchman who is sort of like a vampire, but once again, you could reinterpret it as this kid who made like this girl, but he is like an evil vampire, works with an evil overlord, throws something at her teddy bear. And once more, use that exact statement and reverse it of, oh, they trying to tempt her to trick her to get her soul, but it just sort of almost sort of enjoyable. It's so charming, but yet it's just so metal. It's just so creative and fun. This is one reason I mean this feels sort of something from the 70s or 80s, sort of nostalgia, like sort of little girl with long sweater, like a kind of pop sort of 80s, imagining how the vampire looks. Like that's sort of aesthetic that sort of grabs you. On top of all this, the animation is tight. It's so not just fluent, it's the lighting that captured that sort of darkness. That sort of turn on all the lights and watch a good horror film. And this one feels so well. It grabs that sort of darkness, that sort of gloom in the night. You hear something bump and we don't know what it is. And they captured that so well with this sort of rock theme, metalhead sort of guitar solo kind of thing. Because the guitar solo, they use it a lot, but it doesn't feel out of place. This will always, I mean, this feels something from the 70s or 80s, that sort of metalhead banger type of song. It just works so well. Yeah, I want more, and we getting more, but I want more that I wanted this to be 8 or 10 minutes, 10-minute segments, or a long 20-minute episode, because it feels they want to tell so much more, but they can't because of the budget. But once again, it's one of the best examples to show you you don't have the budget, but you make it work. Just think outside the box and get the theme, the idea, and everything straight to the point. It almost feels something like regular show. Like you seen regular show the episodes are fast, or even a Veggie Time also. They're very fast and straight to the point. Mention those things, but 10 times faster, but once it just nails it every single time. It's just sort of incredible and fun and interesting that I hope the next few episodes will be is equally quality because we don't know what the main villain wants of a Harmony or Virgil or this house exactly. The only thing we know is the intro saying, "Oh, she was created to stop this evil monster," but we don't know his whole deal, whole spiel, why he's sort of evil. But it continues sort of the theme like the first three episodes is probably his stepdad or dad or some sort of kind of idea because every time you see an episode, you can reimagine a child basically telling this story, but had a grand as adult rewrite it as a dark kind of spooky idea, just sort of mirroring it. But I don't know if it was on purpose or by accident, and that's the thing. It just grabs your attention so well, but it's something if you blink, you miss it because it's just so short every single episode. But it just shows you. In fact, I'm wondering, did anyone here actually knows this show exists? Basically on YouTube, you can find it of Maker Studios. Just write the title of this series, and you probably automatically see the first episode of this miniseries because it is good. It is a good series that I hope they got picked up by a different network. At least give us like a one season show. That's all I want. I know it's hard to get 2 seasons, but it does get picked up. I hope it be a great one like this high quality budget, because it really sold the idea that you don't need a reboot. You just need idea who maybe fall into that category, and this one just ran with it. But because you have layers of this sort of imagine what a kid would do, this sort of scenario, but be given powers, just go like ham, just go ridiculous, a level of Veggie Time in regular show, you get this show. And this is the reason why I adore it. Of course, I highly recommend it, this sort of indie sort of project. I have one question. You ever heard of this Outlands animated series? No, yes, tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.